Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are here once again playing City Skylines. We are here once again for Bruh Town. And today's Bruh Town episode is going to be episode number 8? 9? Something like that. What number are we on? I don't even know. I should have known before I jumped in. 8. Okay. So in the last episode of Bruh Town, we made this little school area here, which is pretty beneficial, and put in some office spacing. But now I think it's time that we take a look at getting some residential to come in here. I don't know why I stopped. I was focused on what I was doing. God damn it. And residential is going to be quite crucial to this area. Oh, that's going to take away power from this area for a second, isn't it? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe we'll have enough power. It's in this grid, but I don't know if that's enough. For sure. So, we're going to let it roll and see if it's enough. And if it is, great. If it's not, that's unfortunate. Seems to be okay at the moment. We'll have to wait and see what happens with the game as things sort of save. Alright, so we're going to connect into there, into the dock. I think that's a good idea. Connect through here. And this whole area is going to become a residential zone for the most part. I think maybe there will be commercial, but I think the rest of this we see all of this just become a big residential zone. I think that's a decent idea. I don't have a problem with that. I think that makes kind of sense for this area. Now, I think this road here will have low density commercial, as this road here has had low density properties on as well. But again, this part here builds up pretty quick, so, or not, it's not going to build up quick, but you get the point. It's going to, the area built up pretty quick. So that little bus stop goes into there. If we do that, that creates a big problem. So I'm going to leave it the way it is. That's not what I wanted. The point is that is good. So that's going to help with our buses. Now, we are going to do a little bit of pathways, I believe. I think pathways are a good little option. We haven't really used pathways that much in the city. What are pathways under? Are they under roads? Where the hell are pathways? I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Pretty sure they're underneath this category. Nope, they're in this category. Alright, so there we go. That's going to connect in. Alright. This is not gonna work through there, that's for sure. So, you got a pathway through there? Okay. I like it. Again, nothing's built in here yet, but once it does, this is going to be awesome because we're going to get this whole area will now be connected into one power grid, which is going to be absolutely awesome. I thoroughly cannot wait for that to happen. For just one massive power grid, it's going to be so cool. While we wait for that, though, doesn't hurt to get a little park in there. Honestly, a couple parks will probably boost what we're doing here. And again, I think getting a police department and then a fire department will absolutely help out this area so much. So there's no water going through here. There's water going through portions of the area, but not all of it. So there we go. Now they have water going through, and maybe we can get some buildings to start to build up. Giving them services does encourage growth of the area. Ever so slightly, it will help nonetheless, and that there will also help encourage some development within this area. And right here, the first couple buildings, building near the fire department and our building there, so that's going to be good. As for this, we'll throw down a post office right there. Good spot. You get off the dock, get off the bus, and put your mail there. It's not a bad idea. I'm happy though with what we're doing here. I think that not connecting in here is a little bit strange, but it's kind of whatever. It's what we got to work with here. As for out this way, we got a little bit of road to work with. A little bit of space to work with for a road, I should say. There's absolutely no problem with putting down some more stuff there. I think that this could probably be more low-density commercial, as we're already working with low-density commercial in this area. I think we just add to that, and that's going to help for sure. A little bit of pipes need to go in here, but in general, I really, really like it. I'm happy with what we've done so far in this area. And we have the... Well, that's built up a lot in the last little bit. Now we could use some hearses, I think. This area doesn't have that in it, basically. You just don't have that coverage, basically. It's not that it's bad, it's just that we don't have the vehicles, the capacity to head over here. Healthcare's not bad out here. Now, we do have a little bit of... Well, there's a spot of crime here, which is a bit weird because there's a police station there, but it's whatever. Struggling with goods and workers, so hopefully this area can at least bring in a little bit more workers as that develops. Issue with flooding here. Bit of a yikes. I'm not really sure what we can do with that. You don't really notice Siri activating as much now as you did before because it popped up really big. Yeah, that's kind of weird though. Bit of an issue there. Not really sure why that's dipped down so low anyways, but it is. I think it's the same issue with something over here. One of these docks. I think it's something with the docks maybe that just lower it down because this here is the same issue. Like that lowers it down so much more than anything else. A lot of cars trying to get over there. A lot of cars trying to get there. These places just can't get goods to them, basically. Which is unfortunate. As for power within the city, not that we're lacking on power, but there is going to become the demand for power a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. So I think just adding to a bit of our industrial area out here with some more power isn't a horrible idea. So I think we'll drop that right there. That now gives the power line there connectivity, even though the power line's completely useless to me. This whole area is connected in. This, though, do we have enough power connecting in on that grid? We do. It's connected over there, so. Alright. Both the power grids there are, those power lines are useless. As are these power lines. It connects to that, which is good, but that's really it. We don't really need power lines anywhere else. So most of this grid is fairly well connected in together. As you see here, it's connected in. All the connectivity around here, so that's really good. So the only place that's not truly connected is here. If we can get something to build up here, we'll get some power across, but for the most part, powers all the way in. So, as you see here, we added some nuclear plants, though. That's gonna help with that. Can give us a little bit more water tanks here. Can give us another way to go all in here. Go all in on this water, you know? Awesome, dude. So, when that connects into the water grid, I don't know if it's in yet. Is it? No, it's not. So when that connects in, you should see water start to fill this up. And then we'll have water reserved in tanks, because now we are increasing that tank water storage, which is a very, very good thing to do. So that should collect up some of the pollution here within the city, and also just drop what goes, save what goes there, and see what we can do here as well. Not that bad though, I don't think. Again, water flooding up there. So you're gonna start seeing these tanks probably start to fill up at some point. I don't know when, but they will eventually begin to fill in a little bit. So there are a few recycling plants here. Ease some of the garbage problems we're having. Or ease some of that demand for the garbage issues. Big facilities here. A lot of stuff we're doing. Again, you can see the water tank usage going up on the reserves, which is good, just to have that reserve water. I mean, you never know. I think, honestly, a good idea here is just start doing this, basically. Let's start just filling in areas that don't have pipes yet with pipes. I know some people go all in and make their pipes look neat. I make them work. I don't care about how they look. They're underneath the ground. That doesn't really matter to me. What matters to me is that there's areas covered with water. So even though some of these areas will never have buildings on them, you know what? You're all set on pipes. I think that that's just a good thing to go through here and make sure, hey, we're set on pipes. Like, we are 100% set on water pipes. So we're just going to do that. We're going to go through here and just... What's happening with the water here, dude? Why were you all running out of water for a second? That's not what we want to see. Where's them going on about having water pipes everywhere? That starts to run out, and I was like, oh god. Basically, I want to go through this game, go through the rest of the series, and never have to be worrying about what has water again. That's kind of my goal here. So there we go. Pipes are on this entire section of the map. There should be 0 openings there. This section here already has pipes in it. Brilliant. See, I was already sort of thinking ahead with that. Wait for this to finish saving. Brilliant. So that area is connected to the water grid. Brilliant. We'll go to the side of this thing after. There we go. That whole area is filling in. So these pipes are just going to be fully like using water already, so the only issue that we really get is water availability within the city. Like, we have to check that, but for the most part, this city is covered. I mean, we're gonna get right here. Which needs a little bit. This little spot. But I mean, this city is well covered for water. Like, truly just awesome idea, really. Kind of just thought, you know, like, who knows where we're gonna build, but like this bar here is annoying that I put water in there, or, you know, had to put water in there when I built that. It's just like, all right, there's another step of the build, and if we do this, we're gonna help ourselves out so much. By just having this already filled in. Doesn't really need a pipe, it's underwater, but you never know, we might build there at some point. I did when I played through it on my solo creations. I went through and moved where we get the water from, which honestly, the amount of water that we're pulling in, that this thing keeps fluctuating as much as it does, scares me a little bit. Because that means that we're just not getting as much water in the system as we should be. And yeah, that's a bit scary. We haven't really talked much about the source of this water, but this is the source of the water right here. I mean, as you can see, it's in a bit of a rough bit right now. It's struggling, I'd say is the word. I mean, you can see where the water level used to be and where it is now at the bottom of this lake, so definitely a concern, albeit a small one. But definitely a concern nonetheless. Here within our city, so water-wise, we're going to start pulling in some more here, so hopefully we'll get that sorted out, but that's looking good. Pipes are underneath our entire map now, which is brilliant. Not a problem anymore. So let's take a look at how this area is starting to come together. The shopping area is filled in pretty well. The residential part, not as much. But I think it's time that we can go through and probably destroy a few of these abandoned buildings. Not that many, but just a few here and there. We haven't really done that much in this map yet. Or at least in the last couple videos. I know I haven't done it, so. This area is always a hot spot for that. Anytime that I say series, like, my phone just like, hello? Did you call me? No, I didn't, fam. Sorry. Alright, so that's looking good power-wise. Not connected in yet, but I'm pretty happy with that. This area, again, is a low-density zone. This part is for sure. Then we got sort of the high-density, like, area beginning really here. This is where high-density begins. When this road becomes a 6-laner from a 2-lane road, that's when you start getting into this. I mean, this is all low-density commercial. Like, these are big buildings for low-density. Because high-density starts here, so this is all low. Pretty sure. Yeah, that's all low-density, so there's still tall buildings to be a low-density. As you know, high-density gets to be mini skyscrapers, so you get that kind of building there where we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen in the city, but it's coming along great. We're almost at 100,000 residents, which is quite insane. And I'm not sure like how many we're going to get up to, but could be a lot. Of course, out here is also got to build up. That's all been zoned, just not a lot of it's built yet. This area out here has built up a little bit. So these people complain about the highway noise. Do we have a hospital nearby just to sort of deal with that kind of issue that people are dealing with sound? They're getting sick from the noise. There's really no buildable space for a hospital here, so that's That's where I had to go. Unfortunately, I had to get rid of some residential, but it's the best we could do with what we got. Because again, people are getting sick from the noise pollution. Just in case of the inevitable when they die from noise pollution. Oh, this is toxic. Because this is a reserve of stuff. It's technically a road. So every single one of these spots stop. Good thing it doesn't back up traffic that far here, but still, that is obnoxious, dude. Now, this road is a big road, which is good I built it that way, so I'm glad we did that. Okay. You have a highway coming in here, that's good to see. But now we can really start to begin the process of building up this area, the newest area that will sort of begin in the city. So this area will begin as a relatively large zone. This will become a higher density area. As the roads sort of build up through here. I'm excited for what this area holds for potential. I think through here we sort of get a little bit different of a build-up. Swap that a little bit, but like this is gonna be a big deal in the city. Like it really will be a very large and important section of our city. Because we're going to get a lot of stuff here. So as you can see, these roads are already starting to be used, which is good. Giving some use to them. Because they can, be used for whatever they want to be. But the main thing here is going to be trying to get some entertainment into this space. But I do want to do this. I kind of want to get roads going that way so we can sort of see how we could go for a future expansion. I'm not saying we're going to expand over that way now. The main focus is this side of the road. But at a point, that will happen. I think if any place is going to get, it's going to be there. So that's just going to cap off the expansion for now. But that's good because that... I mean, this road would sort of go to here, so that's a good spot to do it. Because then an expansion takes this to here. So, yeah, that's good. So, again, zoning-wise, we're going to zone... the main section of this. I don't want that. I want that, though. That. Not all that. Not all that. Not all that. 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 There we go. So I think doing 4 deep is a good idea. So there we go. And again, I think going a few deep there could be doable. So that becomes the next sort of vibe here, is the industry of this area. And then I think just this whole strip there along the water. I think that this is the first portion that we're going to see sort of built up. Because I'm going to do it in little segments. So that's my segments there. So we'll see. We're going to put a couple little buildings that sort of incentivize people to sort of move in here. Put down a fire department, you know, put down a police station, that type of thing. That incentivizes moving here. You know, you put down a hospital, and you can see already putting that down, building coming in. So the issue is it's not connected to the power, so that's a bit unfortunate, but you know, it's kind of what we got to deal with. So let's see. Power is now all the way through, which is good. And that will probably give us a little more use of that ferry. And again, you can see people are going to start coming in here a little bit more. There's going to start building up. We're going to start getting a bunch of uses for this area, which is super, super hype. Maybe get a post office here and there. You can get another post office across from the ferry stop. Can demand for residential isn't very high in this section. There's no like parks to incentivize people moving in down this far yet, but I'm hoping that we can do that, and I think putting something here can maybe incentivize that move. I don't know if that's an empower, though it's not, so... So hitting another little park right there, and that's going to be empower. And we'll see maybe if any residential people, like, you know, jump at that. Getting over here, residential is slowly building in. It's going to take some time, but this area will become residential. And as we sort of see it flow down here, you'll see this area finally get powered up. And so this is not operational, so nobody's going to use that yet. How many people use this one? 47. How many people use that one? 138. How many people use... I mean, this is the big highlight of one video, was this ferry stop, so... 36. 63. 29. That's the only one not operational, the one, right? 60. 28. 114, okay. 100. So again, most of these are doing stuff. This one here's the only one not, as there are no buildings or no way that this is connected into power yet. So hopefully we'll see it get in power soon. That would be quite nice. So this area is really, really coming together. I'm super, super happy with what we've done here with the city. This whole new section will slowly become residential. So I don't want to control where it goes. That's what I want. I want to have that control over where the buildings build. So that's why I've only set, you know, this bit to be residential all the way down that whole little section. So hopefully once that becomes residential, I see that that's building, then I'll say, okay, let's get, you know, this section going. Because basically all these main sections here are going to be residential. I mean, you might get a spot of commercial, like I think this could be. I think this is a decent spot for commercial, so I'll just wrap up that little commercial section, but, you know, for the most part, I think all this should just be what it is. As for here, our office space is really looking good. That's another thing. Moving in more office spacing. And what we have here for office spacing is pretty good. Pretty happy with that. We are going to get more. This is all office spacing as well. So once that sort of zones in, as you can see, it's sort of here next to the central like stuff and over here. Because this is where I started building, was right next to this. So that's the main thing, is being near the ferry. So that's sort of like the hub of this, is the ferry. Meanwhile, for buses, this is what we're going to sort of wrap up today. There's a bus line. Because there are no bus lines here. They're absolute zero. Really on the side of the map, so we're going to create a new line. We're going to go from here. I kind of don't want to like take itself out. Alright, so the bus line's going this way then. We'll go here. We'll go here. I don't really want to go in spots that are going to like yeet the ferry line. Let's see, where's the ferry stop? Ferry stop's there, so I gotta get it into a spot where it doesn't hurt the usage of the ferry line. I just hope that they choose to I think the ferry brings you this way. I mean, the ferry goes both ways, I guess, but the ferry stop is here and the closest bus stop is way down here. So I hope that the residents use the ferry instead of the bus, because it's decent enough away where you can do that. Now we're having an issue with workers now. But yeah, so we're going to wrap up today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one.